Welcome to Check It Out. My name is Miss Jen. Today I'm going to be telling you about some picture book biographies that we have here at the library. Picture book biographies are biographies, which are books that are all about a person's life, but they're told in a picture book format. Did you ever hear of a woman named Mary Walker? Well, you can read all about her life in this picture book biography, The Oldest Student, How Mary Walker Learned to Read. And it's written by Rita Lorraine Hubbard and illustrated by Mora. Now in this book, we learn that Mary was born into slavery. At 15 years old, she was freed. At 20 years old, she was married with her first child. At 68 years old, she was still working and raising money for her church. At 114 years old, she was the only living member of her family left. And at 116 years old, Mary Walker finally learned to read. It's something that she wanted to do from the time she was a young enslaved girl. This is a great story about how someone who wanted something for so long finally made it happen. If you would like to learn more about her life, you can check it out. If you've ever been to London or have learned about London, you know that it rains there quite often. Well, that was a big problem for Jonas Hanway. In this book called Jonas Hanway's Scurrilous, Scandalous, Shockingly Sensational Umbrella, written by Josh Crute and illustrated by Eileen, Ewen, we learn all about Jonas's life before there were umbrellas in London. He hated going out into the rain. He hated being wet all the time. And so he goes in search of another land where it doesn't rain so much. And where does he end up? He ends up in Persia. And in Persia, everyone is carrying umbrellas when it rains outside. He comes back to London and people think that he is crazy for trying to use this umbrella. They think it's silly, they think it's weird, they think it's scandalous. But guess what? He uses the umbrella anyway. And do you know what happens? Soon, everyone follows suit. This is kind of a funny picture book biography all about Jonas's life, and it also has some fun pictures inside. So if you want to learn more, then you'll need to check it out. Picture book biography that I'd like to tell you about today is this one. It's called Planting Stories, The Life of Librarian and Storyteller Pura Belpré. It's written by Anika, Denise, and it's illustrated by Paola, Escobar. Now, this story tells all about the life of Pura. She came to New York City from Puerto Rico, and she became the first Puerto Rican librarian in New York City. But what she found as librarian was that there were no folk tales or stories from Puerto Rico on the shelves. And so what she did was she began to tell the stories on her own to the patrons at the library. And she even wrote her own books. She began to travel all over to other places, other cities and libraries to tell them about Puerto Rican folk tales and stories. This has beautiful pictures in it. I just want to show you. So very colorful and lively pictures. If you would like to learn more about Pura's life, then you should check this one out. Thank you very much for joining me for this segment of Check It Out. I hope to see you again next time.